Hey, Coyote Nation, happy Monday to you. Hopefully you survived all of the rains over the weekend and the Chiefs' loss over the weekend. It was a great weekend for Cardinal fans, though, man. That Cardinal team is red hot.
They came on strong.
Yeah, in first place by 2.5 games going into the day. Let's see, Andrew Luck retires out of the blue over the weekend. That's actually good news for the Kansas City Chiefs. So there is a lot to talk about in the sports world. Hopefully you are joining me for my Renegade Radio sports updates. What time do those happen, Jason?
35 past the hour.
That's right.
Every hour, Monday through Friday, 6:35 to 6:35.
That's right. From 6:35 in the morning, 6:35 in the afternoon. So, yeah, we try to keep you up to date on everything. And we've added in this week high school football.
Awesome.
You know?
Yeah, man, that's in full gear right now, right?
It's starting right up. This is week 1 in Coyote Nation. So we've got some big games this Friday night. Camdenton is taking on Waynesville, and, of course, Lebanon and Rolla, and, you know, everybody busy starting this week.
Yeah, and there's some really serious rivalries here in this area.
Yeah.
I've learned that real quick.
Oh, man, I tell you what.
Camdenton and Lebanon
they
rivalries.
don't like each other much.
Scary.
But you know what? I was talking with one of the coaches the other day, the Lebanon's head coach, Will Christian, and you know, he had great things to say about Camdenton. You know, so a lot of respect there between the coaches and stuff like that. So it's a strong rivalry, but it looks like it's a mature rivalry where they have a lot of respect.
Going to make for some good games, that's for sure.
That is for sure. And we'll keep you up to date on that in our Renegade Radio Sports updates. Something else we're keeping you up to date on, of course, are the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, with us here on the Coyote Deck on this Monday is Jason Stapleton, who kind of has double duty at 107.9 The Coyote. During the day, he is our Director of Business Development, right? So he helps businesses in Coyote Nation get more business, right? How's that going?
Man, fantastic. Couldn't be better. Here I am stuttering. I mean, I'm still on my Chiefs thing right now. You're right. I got to switch hats, right? You know, you bring up the Chiefs, I immediately want to put on my Chiefs hat. But right, from the business development standpoint, yeah, it's booming. It's fine. And, yeah.
Right. And if you want to get in touch with Jason, here's his contact information where you can do that. So, and Jason, along with being our Director of Business Development, is also our resident Kansas City Chiefs super fan. I mean, there's no bigger...
This is what I really want to talk about.
No bigger Chiefs fan at the Coyote than Jason here. So much so that you went to training camp, 4 different days?
4 times. Don't forget mini camp.
And then mini camp 2 before the training camp. And then now you're going to the games. You've been to both preseason games. And, you know, as long as the Chiefs keep giving you a credential, you'll be going to all the regular season games and stuff like that. Putting up amazing videos on Facebook. Looks like you had fun Saturday night at the preseason game. I mean, you went through tailgaters, saw tailgaters, saw you hanging out with cheerleaders.
Hanging out with cheerleaders, but that's not even the highlight of my trip. I met Lenny Dawson, everybody.
Kansas City
I
Chiefs.
met Lenny Dawson.
Great
Lenny the cool.
Yeah.
And he was so cool. I'm like a kind, gentle guy. We got stuck on an elevator together. Just me, Lenny, and the person that operates the elevator.
Yeah.
And there we were. So apparently he loves Lake of the Ozarks as much as we do.
Who doesn't?
Go Lenny.
Right, yeah. So what'd you talk about? How'd you begin your conversation with him?
Oh, man, listen, we didn't talk about a lot, right? I try to keep it very short and sweet. You know, I got to keep it cool because I'm a professional, right? But all of a sudden, Lenny Dawson's sharing an elevator with you. How do you not reach out and say something? So I introduced myself, told him where I was from, who I was with, and, you know, the lady at the elevator asked him, "Have you given Patrick Mahomes any tips on?" And he interrupted and says, "No, dear, I don't have to give Patrick Mahomes any tips. He's doing just fine." So
yeah. Reigning NFL MVP, Patrick Mahomes.
That's right.
So the Chiefs lose Saturday night to the 49ers. They're 1-2 in preseason so far. They finish up this Thursday night at Green Bay. So I know a lot of Chief fans are a little bit disappointed, you know, that they have lost a couple of games, 2 in a row. But it's only preseason, so it really doesn't mean anything at this point. Are you, as Chiefs super fan, are you worried about the Chiefs at this point after losing a couple of preseason games?
Here's what I feel confident in. Our offense has improved. Our receivers has improved. I think our running back depth is solid. Offensive side of the ball, I think we're great. On the defensive side of the ball, we've improved too. Frank Clark, Tyrann Mathieu, the other additions that we've made, I think those are going to be great for us. Here is what's going to be a nuisance, a headache for us all season, unless they do something about it real quick. Our secondary, specifically our cornerbacks, they got torched yesterday against the San Francisco 49ers. They kind of been rough here all preseason. So, I mean, if we're going to highlight all the good, you got to obviously highlight the areas that need to be improved. And y'all, our cornerbacks, it might be scary this year. So we'll see how it turns out. You know, if I see it, certainly they see it. Hopefully they're doing something about it. Who knows? I'm not sure what they're doing, what they're going to do. I don't think they got the personnel to do anything about it. So it might just be something we have to deal with.
Well, you know, and one of the things the defensive coordinator, Steve Spagnuolo, is known for is blitzing. Right?
Yeah, he is.
And so
a lot of blitzing this year.
That works at kind of a double-edged sword. If you don't get to the quarterback when you're blitzing, you got less people in the defensive backfield to cover the receivers, and you can
better
get torched.
hope your cornerbacks are on the receivers.
But if when you blitz, you get to the quarterback, it takes a little pressure off the coverage because you sack the quarterback.
Frank Clark looked fast. He looked fast Saturday night, and he got his first sack as a Chief. Whole crowd erupted. I mean, it felt like a regular season game as far as the crowd and the enthusiasm at the stadium. Don't tell anybody there that, though, man. They were going nuts. It was a big time atmosphere. So can't wait for the regular season to start.
So what hat do you have there? You brought a hat with you today.
Because here we're talking about Chiefs, and we're not even thanking the people that honestly that makes it all possible for us. And so I brought their hat out here. Econo Lift.
Hey
guys, thank you guys so much.
Econo Lift.
Yeah, Econo Lift has been awesome. They're the ones just kind of making it possible for us to get out there to Arrowhead. Home and shallow water boat lift. They're crazy Chiefs fans.
You don't need to scrub your bottom.
You don't got to scrub your bottom.
That's right.
No,
because you got a Econo Lift. So
I ran into them.
Did you?
At the game?
Cool.
Out of nowhere, ran into Megan, and they're pretty consistently. I think they are season ticket holders. So we're going to get them there next home game, get them on the video there.
Great.
Out of the parking lot while they're tailgating.
Loved your videos. I mean, when you're walking through the, all the tailgaters and stuff before the game, that was really cool. Of course, with the cheerleaders, that was pretty cool. So yeah, that was pretty neat. And then, you're after the game, you're down, in the filming like Coach Reed and everybody down there. You're just a couple of feet away from them. With the camera on them, that has to be kind of fun.
There's a challenge when you walk into an NFL locker room, okay? Especially a guy like me that doesn't really know where he's going or what he's doing, right? So I got to follow traffic, but the challenge is not tripping over cleats, pads, pants, jocks. Actually, I don't see no jocks out there in the open. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so yeah, it's a locker room gets small real quickly when you put everybody in there, and a little chaotic, but got a very good place there to be able to get Patrick Mahomes and what he had to say about Andrew Luck and the game, and yeah, you can see that on our Facebook page. By the way.
So you're not worried about the Chiefs at this point?
I'm not. Matter of fact, y'all, listen, our defense is better. If anyone's asking that question, is our defense better than last year? The answer is a astounding yes.
Good.
Yes.
That's good.
And our offense, is it better? Yeah. Our offense is better. We're a better team this year. So let's go, man. Let's get these hats on. Let's get these pads going. Let's do some hitting. I can't wait for the season to get going.
Less than 2 weeks away from
Come
the
on,
regular
man.
season
And we're going to be there for it.
First two games are on the road.
Not the opener.
Not the opener, because the first two games are on the road. Jacksonville and Oakland. Week 3 is the first home game.
Baltimore
against the Ravens, and you'll be there for that.
Which is a hell of a game. I mean, that's going to be a tough one.
Remember last year's game was really
You better
close.
believe it. I do remember.
Yeah. So if you haven't followed us on Facebook, be sure to do that. Do it right now. Just, you're right there on the Facebook page. Go hit follow 1079 The Coyote. That way you'll be sure to get notified, when he's sending out all the videos from the Chiefs game and the practices and all that stuff that he goes to, and these videos up here on the Coyote Deck. These are torturous up here, aren't they?
No, I have a lot of fun doing them, Chris.
Yeah.
I mean, I get out of the office for a minute, come out here, sit by the lake.
Yeah.
You don't have a cooler or anything out here for us, so
yeah, that would be dangerous.
Do a little bit better in regards to some of the hospitality here. I mean, literally just a chair to sit in and then get gone.
Yeah,
hey,
absolutely.
But it's a lot of fun, and we're having a lot of fun going to the Chiefs games. We are. And the cool thing is, here's the coverage you're going to get from me. Just all the crazy stuff that encompasses my trip there.
Yeah.
From the tailgating, from meeting all the people, to what's going on in the press box, a little bit of inside there as far as life as a press person. And by the way,
All the food.
it ain't so bad.
Yeah.
It ain't so bad. If you watch Facebook, you would have seen me put a post there saying meal number 1. And then later on put a post saying meal number 2. And yeah.
And
so
you took it down both times.
I did, man.
Wow, that's
Yeah, that food didn't stand a chance.
Did you see my thing on Facebook? I said, "Hey, stick to your diet, dude."
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
I was like, nope.
Yeah, no, not going to happen.
Nope.
Okay, so real quickly, the Chiefs actually got a bit of a gift over the weekend when Andrew Luck retired, right?
Wow, right?
At 29 years old, one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL for the Colts retired because of injuries and all that stuff. And how that helps the Colts. I mean, his last loss in a real game was to the Chiefs in the playoffs last year. And
which we owed him that. He had
we
it
did.
coming. He
Yeah.
had it coming.
But, you know, I mean, with Luck leading the Colts, they were one of the top contenders along with the Chiefs in the AFC.
Yeah.
Now that he's gone, they're probably
I don't
not.
know what they're going to do. But
It's going to be a little bit tough. That would be like if, if our quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, decided to retire tomorrow.
Yeah, I was
It's
gonna say.
pretty much similar to that.
imagine being a Colts fan right now. I mean, you're
tough.
pretty excited going into this season. You got what you presume to be a decently healthy Andrew Luck. I know on the fantasy side of things, he was a big hot prospect. You know, one of the top 5 quarterbacks that would go off the board. And kudos to those fantasy leagues that waited to have their drafts until towards the end of preseason. You yahoos that have your drafts at the beginning of preseason, y'all need to stop with that.
That's hard. Yeah,
much
you
stuff
start
happens.
drafting guys like that, and he's retired
Yeah.
now. So before we go, be sure to listen to Crystal and the Bear in the morning,
Do it.
6 to 10
You'll
a.m.
enjoy it.
Greatness. If you haven't listened to them yet, listen to them. They're great. It's a lot of fun in the morning. Then it's Jamie Turner, middays. And then Fitz comes in just before KC and the Round Man. KC and the Round Man, 3 to 6 in the afternoon. Best show in the Ozarks, by far. Has been forever. You'll laugh all afternoon. And then it's Cody in the evening. And if you tune in and you get music, you got great music. Hopefully you're joining me for my Renegade Radio Sports updates. About 35 past the hour. 6:35 in the morning, 6:35 in the evening. So you're a Kansas City guy, right? You're
I'm a
a
Kansas
Chiefs
City.
fan.
Yeah.
You're a Royals fan.
I am.
All right. So on this day in
Say
history,
something about it.
in 1991, Royal Brett Saberhagen, remember him?
I met Brett Saberhagen.
There you
I
go.
absolutely remember Brett Saberhagen. I was a kid, man. I
On
remember.
this day, he had a no-hitter against the White Sox.
I remember that game. No, I don't remember that game.
I remember that game.
You don't remember that
Was
game.
he a nice guy when you met him?
Yeah, he was a stand-up guy.
Nice.
Him and George Brett both.
Wow, how about that? And then the quote of the day, you're going to love our quote of the day, because you like the quote of the days, right?
I do.
So it's from Archie Griffin, college football great.
There it is.
Right?
Yeah.
Very famous quote. In fact, I'm sure you've said this, right? I know I have. It's that famous of a quote. I didn't know it came from Archie Griffin, actually. He said, "It's not the size of the dog in the fight, but the size of the fight in the dog."
Archie Griffin said
Yeah, apparently that started with Archie Griffin. I did not
that's
know
a
that.
classic quote.
That is great.
Classic quotes with Chris Schneider.
Hey, how about that?
That's awesome.
All right, so on the Coyote Deck tomorrow, probably we'll have Rounder here.
Awesome.
And we'll talk about his amazing St. Louis Cardinals, who have won 13 of their last 16 games and in first place by 2.5 games. Later in the week, we're going to have KC from KC and the Round Man. We're going to have Crystal and the Bear. And we're going to have Jamie Turner. So
More reasons to follow our Facebook page.
Absolutely.
I mean, really.
Be sure to follow us on Facebook. And, of course, our website is 1079thecoyote.com. All right, Jason. So Thursday night, actually, the Chiefs will finish up preseason play at Green Bay. All right. And then it's on to the regular season.
Yeah, this last game here was more or less a dress rehearsal, and the starters didn't play much, Chris.
They didn't.
Andy Reid commented on it. He said there was so much reps given to the starters there and through minicamp and training camp that he didn't feel they needed the, well, I'm going to use the word that he didn't use, the risk.
Mm-hmm.
We got out with hardly any injury issues, so we should be happy with that.
That's nice. Absolutely. All right. So until tomorrow, God bless you.